All right, welcome to episode number 2 of Hammer the Heck Out of It golf podcast presented by Jacob Ham and Alex Heck. We're joined here today by Luke Clanton. He's a freshman at Florida State. A little background on Luke. He is the newest Good athlete. He's going to be repping the Good apparel. He is actually 39th in the world amateur golf rankings, so we've got ourselves a pretty good golfer here today. He won the North-South Amateur Championship and just recently won the South Beach International Amateur. So Luke, thanks for coming on today, man.
Thank you, man. I didn't even know I was 39th. That's cool. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. I want to kind of kick it off. A lot of people watch golf YouTube. They've seen you in the good videos, and they know you from that. But how did that relationship with Good kind of come about?
Yeah, I was like 16, 15, 16 years old, and me and my buddies used to watch GM golf a bunch. So one day I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just DM Garrett just for the heck of it and see if he'll respond or not. And DM'd him, and like a couple weeks later I get a DM back, and he was like, hey man, I'll be in Florida at this time if you want to do like a 2v2. Let's do it. And I was like, yeah, for sure, 100%. And then we did that, and it went really well. We had a great video, and we had a blast of a time. And then I mentioned to him, I was like, you know, man, we should do this again, maybe like a 66 with Good. And I was like, he was like, yeah, for sure. And then I think it was maybe like a month, 2 months after, they found like a little gap coming down to Florida to come to my home golf course and do it. And then, as we all know, of Bubby made that like 80-footer on the last hole, and they went crazy, and the whole video
Mm-hmm.
popped off, which was awesome. And then I always kept really good touch with Garrett about, just whenever he wants me to come up and film, I'll do it. Filmed a couple more times at GM Golf. And then when I got into college, I was talking to Garrett about everything, and about good and stuff, and I want to do a trip with him, just to do a good week. And I went to California with them, filmed with them a bunch, and just amazing people, dude. I mean, literally, like, a lot of people might think, oh, they might be different off camera. They're exactly the same. I mean, just awesome dudes. They took care of me like crazy. I mean, Garrett's a really good guy, and he's just, all of them are actually pretty good at golf as well. Bubby is really good. A lot of people underrate him for sure, but I mean, all those guys are just good dudes, man. It's fun to just go out there and play golf, not even really worried about the filming or anything like that, just playing golf with them.
Yeah, just watching the videos, you can tell that Bubby, man, it looks like he can move the golf ball like off the
Dude,
tee.
it's ridiculous, dude.
I know you
My
can, but
God.
I
Oh,
bet in person.
I hit spinner cuts. He hits these hard knuckle draws that are just like going a mile, and I'm like, it's crazy.
He's aiming over at the ninth tee when he's on the seventh hole and just slamming that
Yeah.
thing.
You can't make fun of him when he outdrives you by 30, though.
No,
It's kind
you
of hard
can't.
to.
You can't. He's got game for sure.
Yeah.
And like kind of touched on the fact that you are the newest good athlete, but does that kind of one more question about them? Did that deal, are you just wearing good stuff in tournaments? Is that kind of what that deal entails, or?
Yeah, it's just their apparel. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's just their apparel. I've loved everything about Good in general. I've been a fan since like day one, basically, since they first came out with them moving the new house and all that. So it's kind of a dream come true, really, to
yeah,
kind of get that deal. And I'm excited to rep it, and I'm excited to support them for sure.
yeah. Um, so at Florida State, like, how's your practice schedule? Because like we said earlier before we started, Alex plays college golf. I played one
Mm.
year. I was wondering if your like daily practice schedule like varies much from what we did, because he plays D2 level. I played NAIA D1 level. So
Nice. Um, I mean, yeah, we do a lot of practice schedule. We have practice from like 1 to like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. We do certain drills and stuff, but um, and then we have workouts like 3 or 4 days a week during season and stuff. So, but I work also individually, so I'll be up probably every day around 4:30 in the morning, working out, and then getting to class like 8 o'clock, and then getting the course around probably like 12:30 and practice until like 6:30 at night. So it's a lot, man. But I just absolutely enjoy everything about this college. The coaches are unbelievable, teammates are unbelievable. I mean, when we go out and play, it's so competitive all the time, and I absolutely love it, dude. I mean, these guys are top tier. We have a really good team this year as well, and I mean, in my personal opinion, of course, I think we have a chance of winning, but coming in as a freshman, I've been accepted really well. So it's cool.
No, yeah, I watched you guys when you played at Seminole in
Mm,
what was that, the Jackson Stevens Cup or something?
yeah.
Is that what it's called? I watched your match with David Ford on there, and you hit that putt on the last hole. That was a great putt to finish him off
Thanks.
there. But yeah, you guys are tough.
I'm
You
kind of
guys always have
curious
a
to
good
know,
program.
how do you, I guess, structure like each day of practice? Do you kind of go into it with like wedges specifically one day and short game one day, or are you trying to touch on like all facets of the game like each day?
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good question. I mean, damn. Um, I'd say,
because I just
you
think
know,
like it's just kind of interesting, especially if you only, sorry to cut you off there, but if you only have like,
yeah,
3 or 4 hours, like are you splitting it equally, or are you putting more emphasis on wedges, or is it just kind of
yeah,
week to week? Like if you can touch on that.
yeah, for sure. I mean, we practice about 6 hours. I'd say like that's about like max practice for me. And um, what Florida State, like Trey Jones, our head coach, does so well with us is he kind of dissects our game for us basically. So he'll over fall season, I was a little wild off the tee for a bit there, so fairway percentage was not too good. So he also we also do a lot of wedges and stuff, which is awesome. And I mean that's a good question. When I go out and practice, I always try to get my numbers down, get some putting drills done, then go out and play. I love playing. That's one of my favorite things to do. I love going out and trying to shoot as low as you can, especially at our home golf course, which is unbelievable. It's so hard to just go out there and play. If you play a good round, you shoot 68, 69. Usually, college guys can go out there and shoot 61 at their home golf course, but that's not how it is with ours. So um, I like to get about 2 or 3 hours practice in before I go out and play, and then play like 18 or 27. So I'm out there for a bit for sure.
Mm-hmm. And at a program of your caliber, like how is the qualifying kind of structured? Is it like depending on your performance in the fall at all, or is it totally wiped clean like coming into the
Wiped clean.
spring? Or
Yeah,
okay.
wiped clean. Yeah. That is one thing I absolutely love
Mm-hmm.
about Florida State is it's wiped clean.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people will say like, oh, you should be on the team and whatever. I don't look at it as like that. I see 10 guys that are all really good at golf. You know what I mean? All 10 of us are really good. And if one guy's playing better this week, then yeah, he should play. It's simple as that. I think everyone should get a fair chance. I think it's kind of like a little odd sometimes that he may, or like other colleges may just have a starting five already and have no qualifying for the other guys. But no, Trey's really good with that. And he gives us a lot of rounds well to play. So he'll give us a good amount of qualifying to make sure he has the starting five he wants for sure.
Yeah, we earlier I was kind of touching on your tournaments that you've won in the last like year or so, but like in your own opinion, what's like your biggest win that you had, and like what did it kind of mean to you as a golfer?
Oh, wow, that's a good question. Man, North South was awesome, dude. I mean, um, North South was just kind of a big old coincidence. Basically, I went into that week. It was kind of the beginning of summer, and I think it was a sunny Hana a couple weeks before. I was playing pretty good golf and didn't really finish the best, but it was good. We got like I think like 18th, 19th, whatever. And North South, we have a couple people up there that housed us and stuff. So we got up there about 4 days earlier and practiced and everything. And I I didn't have a caddy for the week, so I was like, oh, I'll just carry my own bag for the week, whatever. And we were hitting balls like on the other side, and I'm just hitting balls with one of my house guests, and this guy over here with this like 6-year-old daughter came up to us and said, oh, are you playing North South this week, whatever? And I was like, yeah, I'm playing this week, I'm trying to just make match play. That's it, basically. And he goes, hey, if you make match play, I'll be on the back. And I was like, all right, for sure. I didn't think two things about it at all. Made match play, and he, called me that night, and he goes, I'll be there at 5:30 in the morning. I was like, okay, I mean, sure, I'll see you there, man, for sure. And I thought, maybe not, whatever. He's there fully dressed at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I mean, the guy was nuts. And I was just like, dude, who is this guy? And he got on the bag and we started talking. We talked before I even started hitting balls, and I just loved how intense he was. like I'm a very intense person when we get on the golf course. And his name's Jason, by the way, Jason World. But we got out there and I won my first match. And he was so pumped up every single time. It was great. And then kept going on and on and on. And when it got to the final match, he woke up that morning and we called each other and we're talking. He's like, "Hey man, this is it. This is what you need. This is like that final match, with him on the bag there." And, just met him this week. So, but it felt so like, I feel like I've known him for years, basically. So he was a really big help through that week. And, winning at Pinehurst, especially, I mean, it's awesome, dude. Pinehurst, all that history there and everything. And, kind of, I won the Azalea a couple months before that, but I was on a really dry streak there with not a lot of wins. So kind of winning that kind of big event really helped me out mentally more than anything, I'd say. Kind of like freeing me up knowing that I can win again. So it was cool.
Yeah, 100%. You beat Tommy in the championship, right?
Yeah.
I've heard that was a pretty good match. I haven't looked at the scorecard of it or anything, but I've heard it was pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, I think I shot like 7 under and he shot like 6 under, which is ridiculous out there.
Around number 2?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I've known Tommy for 8 years, probably 9 years.
Yeah.
So we're like really like we hang out every day, hang out every tournament, play practice rounds. And, it's just kind of funny to be in the final group with him, the final match play event with him. And, either way, when it came to the 18 tee box, we both looked at each other and said, "Man, whoever wins this wins it." Like that's it. I was not going to be mad if I lost, to be honest with you, because it was just such a good match. And, fortunately it went my side, thankfully, but it was awesome. He played great that week. And he's like 6'10", dude. He's a big dude. And like it's a little intimidating seeing him, but he's also younger as well. And, me and him to make final match play and do what we did was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I also saw, I was looking at your World Amateur Golf Ranking profile to kind of get a little background info, but
Yeah.
I also saw you won the Florida High School State Championship. Alex was wanting to ask, but is that at Mission Inn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that golf course because I've never had the chance to play it, but like, I mean, friends of mine like Brett, shout out Brett. Like
Yeah.
they say how hard of a golf course, like people call it Mission Impossible. Like what makes that, is the hype real? Like what sets that golf course apart, or is it just the conditions?
I don't know, man. It's kind of odd. I actually enjoy that golf course a lot. So I was fortunate enough to win it individually 3 times. But that was nothing to me. I wanted to win a team, and I finally got it done my senior year. So that was really cool to do that. But I mean, Mission Inn to me it's a golf course where you kind of know where to miss it. You have to. If you don't, then yeah, you can shoot some high numbers out there pretty quickly. But I mean, yeah, it's difficult. I mean, if you don't putt it well and if you don't really drive it that well, it's going to be, tough. But I mean, fortunate enough, I played pretty well through my high school career there. So, I was pretty fortunate to do that. But yeah, I mean, if it gets windy out there as well, like hole number 1 tee shot is ridiculous. It's like 15 yards wide. And when it's blowing dead into 20 miles an hour, it's never fun. So yeah, I mean, you can call it Mission Impossible for sure, I'd say.
So you did play high school golf for all 4 years of your time then? Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like you hear people nowadays electing to like forego that. Like, what do you think? Or I mean, do you have any thoughts on that? Like, I mean,
dude, I'm 19 years old, bro. I'm 19. Like I just second semester of college, like I did not know anything was happening when I was 14, 15, 16 years old. So I was just enjoying it. And
I mean,
I was playing a golf and stuff, but it's just, I don't know. If they want to do that, they can. But to me, I just love the high school experience in general as well. I think you need it in your life.
Yeah, it was definitely similar for me. Like that, those are memories I'll always remember. So it was like, it was a no-brainer ever to pass, would never have passed that up.
Yeah.
But.
No, yeah, you got to be a kid whenever you're a kid. So
hell yeah, man.
I wanted to ask you, how was playing with Xander in that out in San Diego? Was that pretty sick?
Yeah, that was awesome. He's awesome, dude. Super.
Was that the first time you've met him?
Yeah, that was the first time I met him.
Yeah.
He was an awesome guy. I mean, just again, like it was just an experience that I'll never forget. Just going on that California week. So I mean, meeting him and I was a pretty big fan of him. I was a fanboy for like the first couple holes. So I was not focused in at all what I was doing. I was just so fanboyed over him. But yeah, it was awesome, man. He's cracked a lot of jokes, and he's just really down to earth as well. He wasn't stuck up at all. He's a super nice guy, and he's a striped show. I mean, he's just striped it
Oh,
all
yeah.
day. So he's awesome.
Yeah. I sometimes I'll look at like good Reddit and stuff because I'll see them talk about it in a video, and I'll see like people
Yeah.
will be like, dude, they need to get Luke Clanton as a permanent member, and then like somebody will always comment, they'll be like, he plays Division I golf, like he can't be a permanent member at the moment, and he's probably gonna play professional, and they're always just like, yeah, but like his game's so good, and they're like, yeah, there's a reason for that, but yeah, have you ever thought about like, I guess your goal is to play professional golf, obviously, but
Mm.
what's like the future look like for you? Where do you see yourself 3 to 5 years from now? Do you know?
Yeah, I have a pretty darn good idea of it. I hope to be on the PGA Tour and winning. That's kind of
Mhm.
everyone's dream, D1 in college and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, that's it, man. That's it for me. I want to win. I want to be one of the best in the world, and I know it's pretty outrageous to say that at 19, but again, like if you don't have that mindset, it's pretty hard to get there. But it's awesome, dude. I'm just given a lot of good chances in my life to be where I'm at right now, and if it wasn't for mom and dad, again, those kind of people helped me through my life. So I'm
Mhm.
blessed, man, to be here.
Yeah.
Can you talk about maybe when you started playing, I guess? And I know, I mean, it's interesting to hear, like, it seems like it's just younger and younger now. You hear guys committing to big programs and like winning tournaments and everything. So, I mean, at what age, I guess, did you realize that this was something, that you could take far? Or like, was there a
Yeah.
turning point, a specific tournament, or maybe even a season?
I mean, again, like I'm still in that younger phase. So but I mean, I started when I was a little kid, 3, 4 years old, and it was of course just for fun for a bit. And yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell you when I really was like, man, I could take it to that next level. You know what I mean? I don't really think it was like a win. I don't think it was any of that. I think it was more just kind of enjoying it. Like I think a lot of people play golf now as like a job, and it kind of gets overlooked to enjoy it more than anything. So I mean, yeah, I went through slumps for a while there. I've gone through slumps, and I've been wanting to just be like, man, I just don't like golf. Just really hate golf. I'm kind of remember one of the craziest moments is I think it was last year South Beach. I was kind of like in contention going the back nine. I blew up like crazy. I mean, it was crazy blow up. It was terrible. And I walked off just saying, I'm never playing golf again. I hung up the golf clubs. I was like, I'm done. That's it for me. I'd never want to play again. And then, I just realized I was like, I just got to enjoy it. Like I trained so hard, but I played it as a job. And when I play it as a job, it gets so much more nerve wracking when you're out there. So, I mean, yeah, there's a couple tournaments here and there I've won. It's been awesome. But I mean, I just enjoy training, man. I just enjoy getting better. And, I enjoy the process of it being hard sometimes and the process of it being great. And right now it's in the great. So it's awesome. It's just playing golf. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to answer that question, but you just gotta enjoy it, man. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Whenever you were going through like your slumps or whatever, what do you feel like gets you out of it? Is it going back to your basics? Is it like practicing harder than you ever have? Like, what do you feel like is like what do you and sometimes it's like taking a break, like it just depends on the person,
Yeah.
but like what do
I
you
mean, yeah, it's different for everybody. I feel like some people just need time off. Some people just put the clubs away for a bit. I'm not saying months, but I'm saying maybe a week or two here and there, and just enjoy kind of a normal life outside of golf. I feel like a lot of people get so consumed again by golf and how they play. That's how their mood is. And one of my teammates that's on the team right now, Cole Anderson, he's helped me out a lot through that, especially in the fall. I went through, kind of like coming off the summer and playing really, really good in the summer and getting to college and thinking I'm going to do all these things. And, it didn't turn out like that. So, he just told me just enjoy it again. And, when you go through those bad slumps, actually enjoy it, enjoy those bad slumps, grind through it. And once you grind through it, then you get into the good parts even better. So, yeah, I mean, for me, I work really hard when I get in the bad slumps. It may not be good for some people because some people might just get so flustered sometimes and just put it away. But with me, I just again I I love it, dude. I love every bit of it. I love the, times where you go out and you just hit 50-yard cuts and you can't stop it and you just got to play it. So it's, those kind of things are awesome, dude. And I just grind hard. That's it, man.
I mean, I just kind of want to revisit. You said you get up at 4:30 in the morning. Can you
Yeah,
kind of
that
just
that
touch
kind of
on?
shocked me too. I was like,
Yeah. I mean, I think
Um,
I know friends of mine that are listening will think. I mean, like, I'm just putting myself in your shoes. I feel like if I was doing that, I mean, depending on the day, I guess, in classes, and by the time that like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon rolls around, I feel like I'd just be super fatigued. Like, I mean, how do you like what? I mean, just truthfully, like what
yeah.
um I guess how have you like enabled that kind of schedule and like that kind of just like grind to work for you? Because I mean, obviously it has worked. So
I mean, again, dude, I was super lazy when when I was younger. Um, but I think the biggest thing for me was my dad. My dad was a big push in my life. When I actually remember the day that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna train so hard. And I remember I was so excited to do it. And then like the first week, I was like, I'm done with this. I can't do it. I can't wake up this early. I can't do it. But yeah, I mean, I've always waked up pretty early in my life. But the coolest thing I ever did was in the off season, I did Navy SEAL training. So that was like 3 a.m. wake up, run like 5 miles, and then do a workout, and then do a team workout, and then we'd run more in the afternoon, swim. It was crazy stuff for like 60 days straight. And I was like, I mean, at the point, you're not even really doing anything for your body. It's more of like mental. But I wake up at like 4:30. I might sleep into like 5:15, 5, and then you get up, make some breakfast, go work out, and then get to class. I mean, it's kind of just such a routine now. I don't really look at it as being like that, but some days, yeah, I'll sleep in. I will sleep in happily and sleep in until 10 o'clock in the day and have a good night. But no, I've just always kind of enjoyed waking up early, just starting the day early, get a cup of Joe in, and I'm ready to go for sure.
I think that's awesome. I mean, I wish I could. Yeah, that's pretty great.
Dude, it takes, I'll be honest, it takes like 21 days. I think 21 days is like the habit thing. Like I've heard,
mm-hmm.
take like 21 days. Once you do that, then you get into a habit where it's just normal. So the first 2 weeks suck. And then after that, it gets better and better and better. So, and you'll notice like you'll wake up and no one else is awake and you're like, wow, like this is pretty cool. Like I'm by myself, just enjoying everything. Like I can do whatever I want. And I mean, yeah, it's when you tell people that you do that, it's a little weird sometimes. Like, dude, why do you wake up that early? I'm just like, I don't know, man. I just enjoy it. So, and I remember like I'd walk into workouts like during the off season, I'd be sweaty already, and it's like 5:30 in the morning, 6 in the morning, and they're like looking at me weird, and I was like, yeah, don't ask. I've already ran. I just don't ask, man. I know. So no, it's awesome. I just love pushing the limits with everything. So
no, that's awesome.
yeah.
I mean, that's the type of stuff that, like, I mean, Tiger talked about it all the time. Like, that's the type of stuff that
Yeah.
separates you from everybody else. So that's what you
Yeah.
got.
I mean,
That's what you got
yeah.
to do if you want to be that
Hell yeah, man.
top
For
dog.
sure.
So, Luke, before we get you off here, man, I know you're a busy guy. I want to ask you, like, kind of like one just like fun question. If you were to play any course in the world with any three people to make up your foursome, like, who would you play with, and where would it be?
That's a good one. So anyone I could play with?
Anyone, yeah, you could play with anybody that day.
It's gonna be Augusta. I mean, it has to be Augusta. I don't think I could really. I mean, I can maybe say St. Andrews, but I'd say Augusta. Gotta be Tiger, there's no doubt. I mean, I would love to play with Jack as well because I'd just be picking their mind the whole round. I just want to know everything about what they did. So I'd probably go Jack, Tiger, and then. Damn, that's tough, dude. There's so many people out there. Michael Jordan, actually. Michael
That'd be
Jordan. I
sweet.
go Tiger, yeah, Tiger, Jack, and Michael Jordan.
So you're
I think that'd be a
you're an
pretty good.
MJ guy over LeBron.
That's pretty controversial. You know what, man? Listen, I'll be brutally honest with you. It's so tough to say because if LeBron breaks, the record, it's like kind of hard to say he's not great.
But yeah, and like, but at the same time, it's just like it's a different era of basketball.
Yeah,
It's faster
it's
pace,
MJ.
more points. Like,
yeah, it's MJ,
you know what I mean?
dude. I mean, how can you not say it's the greatest when it's MJ? You know what I mean? I think it's just MJ.
Right.
That's just my opinion, but
I
know
you.
a lot of people. There's so many times where me and my roommates get into it about that stuff, but yeah, so for sure.
All right. Well, Alex, if you got any more questions, or if not,
I mean, I guess I'll ask a similar question he asked, but I want to be more specific. What's your favorite course in Florida that you've played?
Ooh. Man, Sawgrass was fun. That was fun. It's just so many good ones. That's tough, dude. I played Indian. I think it was Indian Springs, something like that, like the super private golf course, something like that. I don't know what it was, but it's like Indian Creek. That's what it was, I think.
Okay.
Played there. That
Where
was awesome.
where is that
Yeah.
one? Or like,
Straight down south. I think it's like Key Biscayne, something like that, way down south. So,
okay.
and then, man, there's just so many. I can't. It's hard to like pick
Mhm.
one out. The Moss. I think it's called the Moss. It's one of those, like a little hidden gem. That's so nice. So, I think Sawgrass is definitely number one. I mean, it's pretty hard not to choose Sawgrass over anything else, but yeah, I think Sawgrass definitely took it for sure.
all right. Well, if that's all we've got, Luke, I want to thank you for coming on, man. I know
Yeah,
you're
thank
busy,
you.
so we appreciate it.